So Ratha Yatra, it's perhaps the most important festival in our Hare Krishna movement. Lord Chaitanya himself started setting the scene for many Ratha Yatras that are now happening around the world. It is considered that was his favorite festival, his favorite deity, Lord Jagannath, which has a lot of tradition, a long tradition. And in ISKCON, Jagannath appeared in a very mystical way. One of Prabhupada's disciples found a little figurine of Lord Jagannath. And then Prabhupada commissioned his disciples to carve this wooden form of Krishna in this special shape of Lord Jagannath. So in this way, we can see that Jagannath started manifesting. It is explained in the Shastras that he's independent, so he manifested himself in the form of Jagannath and eventually in the form of Ratha Yatra. Jagannath is very mystical. It's one of our favorite deities. Personally, I had an experience once in Bangkok. I was traveling with my Guru Maharaj, and we went to a place where some disciples, some devotees, were having a deity of Jagannath, but they had a very expensive altar, and they wanted a lot of money for it. So my spiritual master, he was bargaining with them, trying to get them to reduce the price. This is for ISKCON, etc. When he was doing the bargaining with other devotees, I was in the living room seeing where the altar was. So one of the devotees came out and said, "Oh, you want to see the deities?" So I understood what was going on, and when he opened the curtains, I just saw the deities. I was so impressed, beautiful deities. And I just, in my naivety, I just said, "If you come to us, I will worship. I will worship you." That's all what I said. It came from my heart, from whatever. Sure enough, my Guru Maharaj walked out from the conversation and we got Jagannath. And I was stuck in Bangkok for 2 years worshiping him. And for whatever reasons, I just couldn't leave. I wanted to go back to my airport. I wanted to do other things, but he just kept me there. So Jagannath is very special, and it is explained in the scriptures how Jagannath comes because of the intense desire of the devotees. So Ratha Yatra means that all the devotees gather and they pull the chariot. And it represents a pastime that happened thousands of years ago when Krishna went to Kurukshetra because of an eclipse, and the gopis from Vrindavan have come to get him back. That was their intention. What are you doing here dressed up as a king, as a prince, surrounded by soldiers and with weapons, but rather come to Vrindavan and spend the good times that we used to have as a young cowherd boy, enjoying the surrounding of the beautiful forests of Vrindavan. So this festival represents that mood of, we want you, Krishna, we want you back. And it's quite nice to see the form of Lord Jagannath because he's with his arms extended. As much as the form of the arms are presented, it's just like a friend that extends his or her arms, and then it's inviting you to come back with a big smiling face. I remember once working in the hospital in Perth, and I was just thinking, this is so hard. I have to deal with these people, these circumstances, etc. I was just thinking of that. I turned around, and there was this sticker on one of the lockers, and it says, "Jai Jagannath, smile." So it's just like Krishna telling us that doesn't matter how bad can it get, you just need to remember Krishna, and life, it's much better like that. So Srila Prabhupada established this festival in 1967 in San Francisco. It started very simple, just in the back of a truck, and he just instructed simply how the devotees can just put the deities facing one direction and the other. And by almost a mystical arrangement, hundreds and hundreds of boys and girls appeared on that day, and they walked all the way through the streets of San Francisco towards the beach. Srila Prabhupada, just a few months before, had struggled with a stroke, and in that way he was thinking that would be his last time in America. He was considering going back to India and perhaps never come back because he thought probably he's going to die. So in that mood, that intensity, as I was referring to in the pastimes of the gopis, in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the same way the devotees endeavor so much to organize the first Ratha Yatras in ISKCON, because Srila Prabhupada was almost leaving, and they wanted to show him that they really want him to stay and to help them to develop the Krishna conscious movement around the world. After the first Ratha Yatra, the devotees go back to Prabhupada. He was resting in an apartment, and they brought the deities so Prabhupada could see them, and he started giving a few words of wisdom. And he said, this is the first of many, many Ratha Yatras that we will celebrate around the world. The devotees in those days didn't know much. They didn't know about the big festivals. Srila Prabhupada started telling them about the beautiful festival of Ratha Yatra in Puri, and how he, as a little boy, he organized the first Ratha Yatra when he was 5 or 6 years old. He heard about this Ratha Yatra in Puri, and he told his father, I want to have a festival like that for my Lord. Lord Jagannath is no different from Krishna. He's a manifestation of Krishna. So at some point, his father was able to secure a little cart, a miniature cart, a chariot. And Srila Prabhupada organized at his young age of 5, 6, with his friends, with his sisters, with the neighbors and the relatives, a beautiful festival of Ratha Yatra for 8 consecutive days. So this intense desire that Srila Prabhupada had in his heart eventually manifested decades after in the form of Jagannath appearing first in San Francisco in a miniature form, and then eventually with enthusiasm of his disciples manifested into the first Ratha Yatra in 1967. And as he was telling the story of his childhood, as he was telling how he longed to visit Puri, and he didn't until he was 21 years old, he was expressing to the devotees, I will show you how to bring the Lord out of the temple and into the lives of so many people. It is explained by the great saints and masters of the past that this Ratha Yatra festival, it's very special, unique. Jagannath is in the mood of a great king. And sometimes in different countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, still we have kings, sultans. So sometimes the king comes out and gives a special blessings, a special pardons or grants some things to the subjects. So it is explained that on this day of Ratha Yatra, Jagannath comes happily to see his devotees. So on this particular day, it's very important for us to wish something, to desire something, and to make the Lord happy in our endeavor to go back to Him. Hare Krishna. Thank you.